What's going on, good people? Rich here.
Ray P here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Garden Podcast. What's going on, Rich?
All right, slow motion. I was sitting here like I know I pressed record. Like, is it gonna start? All right, here we go, man. Slow
It was
motion,
a
man.
bit of a delay.
Yeah, how you feeling, Ray?
I feel good, but I don't know. Sleep just took over my body as soon as we got on camera. So I don't know what that's about, but otherwise, I feel okay. How about you?
I feel good. I feel good. It's been
Good.
a busy day, a lot going on. But all is well. Luckily, I know you well enough to know it's not me that's putting you to sleep.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, she just soon as she turned press play, now she getting tired. But nah, man, it's always a pleasure being here with you, Rachel.
For
Looking forward
sure.
switching things up a little bit,
Yeah.
similar to our centers conversation.
Mhm.
Speaking of which, got a lot of good feedback on that. Some comments, some people that gave their opinions. Just some, I got text messages and randomly, and
Mhm.
like, oh, that was a really good episode
Oh,
that I had on centers. I know AJ made a post. Shout out to her. Shout out to the Culture Guard baby.
yeah.
Well,
Shout out to the pie baby,
yeah, the pie baby,
her
man.
pie daughter.
Absolutely, man. But we appreciate all y'all for being out there, for listening, still rocking.
For sure.
Please
Thank
remember to
you.
subscribe, like, share. We got y'all, man. Listen, Rachel and myself just finished up. And it's not just us saying, there are multiple people who have been saying this. Some of our best work and best commentary, I think that's available on season 4 of Raising Canaan. Every week was just effortless convo. We had a lot of fun for the past 10 weeks.
For sure.
We've done multiple shows, and sometimes, no matter how good the show is, sometimes week 7, 8, you can start feeling it. Like I'm ready for it to wind down. And this one, I could have gone another 10. Like it was
For
just that
sure.
good. And just having a conversation with you was dope, Rachel. So I definitely appreciate that. Please make sure y'all check that out, man. I think the We Got Y'all feed um, is really something good. And I
For
think if you like
sure.
TV, we're trying to figure out, and we would love your input maybe on what you would like to hear. Because right now we do episodic shows, but we're opening up room for more general conversations
For sure.
things like that, just to make sure it's more active because people seem to like that a lot. It's one of my favorite things to do, discuss television with Rachel. So let us know. Hit us up, man.
Please.
Speaking of,
Yes.
I just gotta say something that I think is really cool is so there's an organization, TSF Entertainment, right?
Hmm.
And they have been leaving comments on our YouTube page in regard to the Raising Canaan conversation. And they also are television review podcast,
Hmm.
do a lot of great things, very well polished, put together, the whole nine. And I just think it's really cool to get props and love. They had some great glowing things to say about We Got Y'all. And I just think it's real dope to get compliments from peers.
For sure.
Much we love it from y'all too. I don't want to say it like that, but I can see how you can get into a certain space and you try to get everything for yourself
Yeah.
and kind of gatekeep and do everything else. But just kind of, as Issa said, reach across and just be like, yo, I see what y'all doing. I think that's dope. Even if you're discussing the same exact thing.
Hmm.
I thought that was really cool because a lot of times people are always thinking it's a competition or something like that. And I just love, I think Rachel, I can speak for Rachel on this too, just love talking film and television with people who love film and television.
For sure.
You have your own platform to do it. I'm going to support that in the same way they support us and anybody else supports us. And I think it's really cool just to see that because it doesn't happen a lot. I hear a lot of stories about pod beef. I know that sounds crazy, but I know it's a real thing. So I just wanted to shout that out.
For sure. Shout out to them. Thank you guys so much, and hopefully we can put something together in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Collaboration is definitely coming soon. There will be explicit content, no spoilers, because we're not really, well, maybe some spoilers, and we'll talk about it. If you see our episode title, it's titled Film Club.
Hmm.
And I want to get into why we titled it that for a couple reasons. One, Culture Garden has a film club now. Tested the waters maybe a month ago. Look at Rachel. So I don't know if Rachel, if you remember, I put on IG about starting a film club.
Uh-huh.
Well, I went ahead. People responded with their emails, got the Google forms filled out, their Google Docs, they sent them back. Got
Amen.
people who are interested, looking to start that the first Monday in June.
Okay.
Maybe it'll adjust depending on people's schedules and everything. If you are interested, please DM us on Instagram at the Culture Garden Podcast or email us at culturegardenpodcast@gmail.com. The Culture Garden Podcast @gmail.com. Yeah, put that D in front of it. And, we talk movies that have already been released on the Culture Garden, which is cool and fun, and we enjoy it. But we also watch current stuff too. And I realize there's no real avenue. And I've been going to the movies a lot this year. A lot.
You do.
And that's part of the reason why we wanted to have this episode. I want to kind of just discuss some of the things I've been seeing, tell you if it's worth your time for a view and the whole nine. But I wanted to make sure that there was a space to, hey, all these movies I'm seeing, I want to talk to people about it. And I know there's other people that like to do it, and maybe we can just join something up. So the premise is going to be at least once a month, maybe twice a month, just meet, whether it be a StreamYard conference, Zoom call, something like that. Maybe start a Discord for just conversations. People can drop in suggestions. But one of the reasons I've been watching so many movies this year, Rachel, have you been checking your email?
Yeah.
Okay. That's called perp. Check your email from May 16th.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. It's all good. I'm putting you on the spot. You might have seen it, you might not have. I don't know if you have. I feel like we would have talked about it had you seen it.
Well, May 16th, let's see.
Yeah, I think it's a few days ago. It's today, 20th we're recording, so 4 days ago. And you'll notice, you'll see multiple emails from an email address. At least
okay.
You peep?
No.
Okay.
And not from your email address.
Let's put it like that. Not from my email address. No. You're gonna recognize it when you see it. This is a real-time reaction, folks.
Okay.
Or maybe not, because maybe Rachel's already seen this and it's not a big deal.
Oh.
That spam. You see it? Are you seeing it?
I did not see this at all.
Okay, then. Gotcha. So, shout out to school. Because school, I was on the phone with school today. And he was like, yeah, man, I got them screeners. I'm like, what? Huh? He's like, yeah, man, I got an email on the 16th. So I went back myself. I was like, oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
So, something that we haven't announced or discussed yet, Rachel, school, and myself are officially voting members of the Black Real Awards, which is really cool, right? We've known this for a little while, a couple months now, but never got anything as far as contact on what's going on. It's just kind of been a chill moment. And first of all, shout out to you, Rachel. Shout out to school, because I think that's real dope. I don't know about you.
Shout out to you.
I'm still giddy about it. But I'm even more giddy because what I was asking Rachel to look up is we got our first screeners today.
I'm excited.
First screeners, got 3 different screeners for some movies that are going to be coming out for our consideration and the whole nine. And I just thought it was really cool to see that, like, oh, snaps, on early access or something. The whole confidential, don't share with anyone. One of them was a Christmas movie, and I'm just like, dang, like we're watching Christmas movies in May, but that's kind of how it works. So to be on the other side and see how that goes, I think is very interesting. Also, I got word today we're going to get more, Rachel, got some screeners coming from Disney. Yeah, from Disney, HBO, and Stars. So, yeah, some more stuff on the horizon, everything else. I just thought that was really cool, man, just to be able, as much as we try to watch things, to get a little bit of an advantage and be able to check some things out a little bit early to help us with our voting and the whole nine. I just think that's a really cool thing. And
it is.
You have told young me who loves film and would just do this all the time anyway, that I'd be able to have a vote on all the things that I watch. I say that'd be incredible. And
for sure. I'm excited about that. And ever since I upgraded this phone, I actually don't get my email alerts. I just have to go look for them. So I need to figure that out too, because I missed that completely. So if it's not something that I was specifically looking for, I totally missed this. But yeah, no, I'm excited um for the journey,
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
the new horizons ahead, and the new opportunities to link across the board and up the ladder.
Absolutely. 100%. Couldn't say it even better myself. And for me, I just like watching new movies. And that's
For
part of the
sure.
reason why we're here today having this discussion. Um, I have been keeping a running tab of all the
Mhm.
films, all the new films, right? So I'm not, there's a movie that came out in like 1983 that I just saw for the first time this year. I'm not marking that down, but I keep a note in my phone for every new film, whether it's streaming or theaters, and I, specify each ever since January.
Mhm.
And in total, I've seen 16, after today is May 20th, I've seen 16 movies in the theater this year. I've been to the theaters more times because I've seen Sinners 3 times and I saw The Accountant 2 twice. So, yeah.
That is crazy. That is commendable, and
Not
that is
enough.
awesome. I would venture to say
Try to think of the last time it was Sinners. Before Sinners, what was the last time you saw in theaters?
it might be one of them days.
That came out in January.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right then, because I was running like crazy February, March, April.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've kind of had some downtime. So and then I was sick as hell. Um, so I've been very like mindful of my after work hours and my weekends. So that sounds about right. That's crazy.
I can understand. I can understand. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm part of Cinemark's movie rewards. Not an ad. They're more than
It
welcome.
can be.
More than
Hello.
welcome to. But I am a part of them, and that's part of it. I get a free ticket every month.
Hmm.
And all of last year, they was kind of roll over, and I had 5 or 6 or whatever at a time. But this year, they're flying through them.
I need to join that.
Yeah,
I
and
think I said
it's
I
pretty
would
cheap for
before.
that, and 20% off concessions. You know what I mean? So it's kind of worth it when you do it. But it does make me want to go to the movies. And another thing is, with me having moved to Cleveland, that was an easy thing for me. Like one of the first things I did when I moved to Cleveland was go see Bad Boys
Mm,
last year. Like it was one of those, like the movie theater's always been a comfort place for me.
yeah.
As I was getting adjusted to the city, that was one of the things I did a lot. And this year I was just preparing for the Black Reel Awards as far as our show at the Culture Garden discussing them.
Hmm.
I was on a movie run and it just kind of kept up. And it's
Yeah.
been really fun just seeing things, maybe even sometimes without the trailer and just saying, you know what, that looks interesting. I'm going to check it out. And doing the secret movies as well, which I've talked about if you follow me. I
Hmm.
discussed last night's secret movie because that was some bullshit. But it's been a fun time just seeing what all's out there. You know,
For
movies
sure.
are alive and well. So the premise pretty much, Rachel, I'm gonna go through each month so far. Just talk about what I've seen in the theaters. This isn't streaming stuff, this is just theaters movies.
Yeah.
Let you know if you should check it out when it comes to streaming. And we would also love to hear, not only in our film club, but also personally, if you've seen anything in the theaters or streaming that is worth checking out. Maybe one day we'll discuss it on the show and we'll definitely mention it and toss it in our meetings. So we'll start with January, Rachel.
Hmm.
We spoke about the fire inside. I don't want to step on it too much. We talked about that in a Black Reel episode, right?
Yes.
If I had to give it a letter grade, I'll give it a B. You know,
Okay.
enjoy the movie. One of them days,
Hmm.
one of them days, which we may or may not be discussing soon on the Culture Garden. Um, really enjoyable film. I'm sure everybody's out there has seen it now. It's
Hmm.
on Netflix. Had a reputable run in the theaters and went straight to streaming a little bit after, so it was everywhere. January is where films go to die in the movie
Crazy.
industry,
Hmm.
and they bodied it. Made a ton of money. I think they had a $14 million budget and made almost 60 million. So it definitely was a success. I don't really need to say too much about it. I'm sure everybody's seen it at this point. But I caught that in the theaters. I saw Mufasa. If you want to go ahead and do your song and dance.
I have I have always wanted a brother Kyron to death. Something I saw on a plane. That's the thing. There is my redemption. I didn't
There
get to
you
the
go.
theater, but I damn sure watched it on the plane.
So it was good, right?
Yeah.
It was really good. Like for
Mhm.
something to, listen. I'm not a fan of the Disney live action remakes, even the Lion King. I know it's the same story, but I'm just not a fan of it. I saw the Jungle Book in theaters when it came out a few
Okay.
years back. Um,
On a plane.
Obviously Lion King. Trying to think of what other live action. I never saw the Beauty and Beast live action. I did see Aladdin live action. That was decent, but I don't need them. Like if you grew up in our era, you got the Disney cartoons, and that's all you
Yeah.
need. So I'm not the biggest fan, but I do like the retelling or kind of the origin story of Mufasa.
Hmm.
And it's easy to fumble something like that, but they did a great job, great story, and my
For
grown ass
sure.
was in there pleased. I saw it in the theaters.
For sure. I was also on the plane a little weepy. But it was really, really, really well done. And obviously I appreciated the music, but the story in and of itself, I appreciated the background. And because we are of a particular age, like you remember Simba or Lion King and a Half and Part Three and all of these
Yeah,
other sequels and spin-offs to the original Lion King. So it was good to get this prequel.
absolutely, absolutely. I don't know what else they're gonna do, or if they're gonna do other things as far as that world. They can leave it. They can,
Yeah, the story's been told.
yeah, the story's been told. Leave it to Broadway at this point and let it keep having this run. But
For sure.
don't do anything else. But shout out to Mufasa. If
I
you were
have seen Lion
weary,
King on Broadway. Well, off Broadway, but
yeah, if you were weary of Mufasa because they run the story into the ground, they do not. So if you haven't checked it out because of that, please check it out. It is worth it.
absolutely. And it's on
All
Disney Plus now.
Yeah, it is on Disney Plus. Definitely worth it. It was in theaters
Yeah, it was.
forever since from January until maybe last month. And movies don't even do that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Every
Jesus.
time I'll check Cinemark, I'm like, Mufasa's still in theaters? Like, who's
Crazy.
going to see it? 3 months later is what I mean when I say that. Hard Truths. We talked about that in Black Gorilla Wars episode. If you want to hear more about it, check it out. You see Rachel's grin if you're watching on YouTube. She absolutely loved that movie. If I had to give it a grade, I'd probably give it a B as well. Maybe leaning towards B plus. I will say Marianne Jean Baptiste's performance. What's up? Why you do that?
Man.
That
Okay.
movie's good.
Hey,
I
your
was
grade is your grade.
I don't even want to know what you would say. C minus.
Yeah, it was hard to get through for me. If you recall, I did not again make it to the theaters for that. In
Mm-hmm.
preparation, once it was available, maybe on Prime or on one of the streaming apps, I said, "Is this the movie?"
Another one. I'm 0 for 5 this year with Rachel, y'all. I'm giving Rachel some suggestions like, yo, you need to check this out. You're gonna like it. And Rachel be like, huh? Marianne Jean Baptiste should have been nominated for an Oscar. I think her performance was A plus worthy. I thought she did a phenomenal job. That was my winner for Best Actor at the Black
It
Girl
was.
Awards. She bodied the role. It's a different movie, and those movies over the pond can be a little quirky. But it's a unique, original story, and I appreciated it. I stand
Beautiful
by my
gowns.
stand. Shout out to Aretha. Um, yeah. So I stand by it. That's why you need to check it out for yourself. All right, let me know if I'm wrong. I want to hear what y'all got to say. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I saw it in the theater. Like there were 2 people there besides me. I love it. Theater, great. I saw it like on a Monday at 3:00. It was perfect.
Okay, yeah, I like an empty theater as well, but like for never mind.
February. All right, that ends my
Mhm.
January. So I saw what was that? 4 movies in January in the theater. February, Nickel Boys. Once again,
Mhm.
discuss that. Don't need to discuss it anymore. Check out the Black Gorilla Wars episode. It's one of those movies you watch once. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know. I'm trying to think. of when I would need to watch. Now I won't say need. Need's not the right word. When I would want to watch that again. And you've seen it. When would you ever want to watch that movie again?
Honestly, I will probably watch Nickel Boys again.
Like just for GP. And let me clarify, not for a prep for an episode, just for GP.
Just for sure.
Okay.
Because now that it is, I believe it's on Apple.
Yeah.
I see it in my For You all the time because I did watch it for Black Reel Awards. And I feel like, and we've talked about this, sometimes when you're watching things in preparation to get ready for the show, it's a tedious watch versus something enjoyable. And maybe there was a little bit of that on it when the first time I watched it, but I did not hate it. I just don't feel like I understood it all the way through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you clarified. I did not hate it at all. It's just the subject matter and just the tone. Very well shot, as well as
for sure.
And the point of view. If I probably give it a B+ to give it a grade.
Okay.
It's not a hard watch.
It's not,
and I think we discussed this as well. When you look at it, if you saw the trailer, it doesn't really match what you watch. It's not as heavy as you think it's going to be.
Right.
It's still a story nonetheless. Would you watch? Let me ask you this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Which one would you watch first? Nickel Boys or Origin? Just for GP.
Origin.
I think so too.
Yeah, Origin.
Now that's one of those where we've done that. We did Origin on Culture Garden.
Yes.
And I think we might have talked about it in the actual episode. Sometimes we watch films maybe 2-3 times in prep. I do a regular, just normal, no notes, just relax and watch. Then I do my note watch and maybe one after that. That was one where that second note watch was tough because once again, the subject matter, very well acted, very well put together. Discusses the cast system. Ingenue, Ellis Taylor, bodied it.
For sure.
Some memorable scenes in that movie, but man, it's a lot.
It is.
Shout out to John Berthold too, and my dog.
Shout out.
What would you grade Nickel Boys?
I would give Nickel Boys a solid B.
Solid B. All right, then cool, man. Rachel, that street teacher, man. She no curve. Captain America: Brave New World. I'm assuming you did not see this.
No.
Rachel is sticking with her. I've only seen Black Panther and Wakanda Forever.
Yep.
All right. For all you MCU folks, I'm sure you've probably seen this. If you are a somewhat MCU person, it's on the mid side. I will say that. Anthony Mackie is just Anthony Mackie. I'm going to leave it there. Shout out to him. He's been in a lot of things that I enjoy.
For sure.
There's just also this Anthony Mackie factor. And you just kind of, if I say that, you should know what I mean. It's not a disrespect thing. Yeah, it's not a disrespect thing at all. It's more so just there's something about Anthony Mackie. You know, that makes people have a strong opinion about him one way or another. So sure. If you like him, yeah, he's very polarizing. If you like him, then you'll enjoy his Sam Wilson. If you don't like him, probably on some not my cat, as they were in the show. I would give it a C+. It's not bad. It's not a bad movie at all, but it was not as good as what I was expecting from the trailer. And sometimes it's one of my biggest disappointments when I look at a trailer and then the movie doesn't live up to it. All you Entourage fans, think of the Medellin Vinny Chase saga. When the Medellin trailer came out, they thought it was going to be legit, and it was a flop. So, Thunderbolts, which recently came out, I'll talk about that later on.
Okay,
that's bringing the MCU back. But Captain America: Brave New World, you see it because you see it in theaters because it's Marvel. Seen better, seen worse. It's right in the middle of the Marvel pack, and there's a ton of them, so kind of gets lost in translation. What else did I see in theaters? That's it in February. Just those
Okay.
two. Light month in February for the theaters. March, I saw Black Bag. Do you remember me discussing Black Bag with you, or like briefly?
It has a Fassbender in it,
Yep.
right?
Michael
I just
Fassbender is
watched
in it.
that on Hulu, I think.
Okay, so great cast: Michael Fassbender, Kate Blanchett. Um, this is fresh, maybe 2 weeks after Rachel and myself finished the agency
Agency. Mm-hmm.
on We Got Y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And similar to the agency, Michael Fassbender, excuse me, is playing. It's an espionage film.
Mm-hmm.
The agency is much better.
Yeah, I was going to say I tried to watch it several times and I don't think I made it through the entire movie at
It,
any point.
so Steven Soderbergh directed. Steven Soderbergh, I always reference this movie and I can't remember the name of it. He shot it. I think it was like one of those movies during COVID. He shot it on an iPhone. Melvin Gregg was in this movie. It was a Netflix film. Let me look it up real quick. High Flying Bird, right? So this is
Okay.
2019, right before COVID. There's
Mm-hmm.
a film called High Flying Bird, and there's something about the way they filmed it that I remember. It was an under the radar film. Or actually, our guy was in it before I really knew who he was. That might be one of the first things I see him in. Andre Holland.
Mm.
He was the agent, and Melvin Gregg. I think that might be one of the first things I saw him in too, which
Okay.
feels like he's been around forever. He's one of those people. I'm like, nah, I saw you way before 2019. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about Snowfall. Either way, pretty low budget, pretty straight to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Black Bag is the same way. Like they're in this world, but there's not too many details. You really don't know what's going on, and then things happen. It should have been better than what it was. It wasn't bad. It should have
Yeah.
been better than what it was. I'll probably give it a B minus because it definitely had it. It should have been an A minus. But I'm gonna
Okay.
give it an A minus. Acting was great. Everything was cool. It just didn't curl all the way over.
Got it. I'll give it a C minus then.
Yeah. Oh, so you ended up finishing it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It says watch again when I open the app.
Rachel, your response is perfect though, because it is kind of like one of those remember it, forget it. Like there's nothing that
Yeah.
you're really gonna go back and say, "Oh, I want to watch this for this scene." I will watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, I will watch it. Maybe it was something I missed. I've talked about this before on the pod. Amsterdam, the film Amsterdam that had Margot Robbie, John David Washington,
Mm-hmm.
star-studded cast. Movie was trash. I
Yeah.
fell asleep in the theater. That's how
Crazy.
bad that movie was. It wasn't Black Bag wasn't near that, but I do want to make sure that I give it its proper credit. So I'll watch it again. Maybe we'll follow up on it. But either way, and then I also saw Opus. Were you familiar with Opus at all?
I think I've seen the trailer, but I have not seen the movie.
So Io Itabiri, if I'm
Yes.
saying her last name correct. She's the lead. John Malkovich is in this film. Um, it's about a cult or the cult life of this RM. So this John Malkovich plays this pop singer, like super, super, super famous, but he's been in hiding for 20 something years. Then all of a sudden he announces a new album and he's inviting people to his compound to
Mm-hmm.
listen to it. It kind of goes into tribalism and the cult of celebrity. It's a
Okay.
very interesting A24 films, which I want to give them a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
A24 films, like I personally enjoy their storytelling.
Yeah.
It's very specific. If you
Mm-hmm.
kind of identify their movies, I enjoy what they do. They did a great job. I enjoyed the theater experience. I would give it a B plus. It is a little bit creepy, not scary, but just what the fuck is going on, but also eerily believable.
Okay.
Eerily believable. I think there's some people who have fan bases that will be on that. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't
Okay.
want to say pleasant surprise because there's some shit going on in the movie.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it at all. So if y'all haven't checked that out, if you see it on streaming, Opus kind of reminds you, we talked about this, not the same plot, but think about Weird as Blink Twice.
I
Remember
would swear to goodness when
yeah.
you said they were on the Compound, I immediately thought Blink Twice.
Yeah,
Okay.
think Blink Twice. Think of the Blink Twice
Which
element.
I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, so you probably would like it. It's definitely worth the watch to everybody. It's
Okay.
not one of those, catch it if you can. If you see it on your streaming, I would definitely recommend you check it out at least once. It's one of those where opposite of Black Bag, I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll give that a B.
I wrote it down.
Yeah, those are my only March movies. We get into April. I mentioned the secret movie. Just in
Mm-hmm.
case I didn't go into detail, Cinemark, you can select a secret movie, right? It plays one day a month. You don't know what the movie is, right? You can't pick your day. So they say Monday, 7 o'clock. That's your option. If you're busy, you miss it.
Okay.
So you don't get the genre, you don't get the film. The tickets are only $5. But the catch is you don't know what you're watching until you get to the theater and they actually start playing it. So you already in your seats having no clue about what it is. So for April was the first month I did it. They did the movie Drop,
Mm-hmm.
which reminds me of Phone Booth. If
Okay.
anybody's seen that with Colin Farrell, just from the aspect of somebody in this restaurant is responsible for sending these messages. You just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The drop concept was this random person was airdropping her messages saying, kill your blind date or we're going to kill your son and your sister at home. And was showing her security footage at her crib with this dude in her house. So it was one of those, it was a perfect Friday night in the 90s. You go see a movie like this.
Okay.
Right? Like a date night type of thing. The only reason I wouldn't want to say date night is because trigger one of there's some domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was in there a little bit getting her ass whooped, and it was like, damn, I can't believe they doing all this. Because it kind of feels a little bit different from what the plot should be. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why she getting her ass whooped like this? But yeah, it's definitely worth watching. I'd say it's a C plus. It's a definitely a C plus. Like it's right, cheesy, entertaining. I got my fix. I'm on to my next thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, cool. Once again, don't let the letter grade fool you. Watch it if you like that type of stuff, but it is what it is. The Amateur.
Okay.
With Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne.
Nope.
Another espionage type film. Better than Black Bag, in my opinion.
But there's always a but.
Missing something. It first of all, maybe 15 minutes too long.
Okay.
I don't want to say unbelievable because I'm in the middle of doing a Mission Impossible rewatch. Some of this shit, and these niggas pulling out Scooby Doo mask and shit. So I'm like, I can't use unbelievable as a term.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the story, but I don't know. You know what? As I'm thinking about it, I don't really remember what I didn't like about it, but I do remember not liking it as much as I thought.
Okay. It just didn't curl it way over for you.
Yeah, I gave it a B minus.
Okay.
But I went into it. I remember the hype around it. Actually, that's the movie I was hoping they were going to show at the secret movie. Like, I was ready to see it and saw it on opening night. I was like, that was cool. Like I've seen better versions of that movie.
Got it.
I've seen better versions of that movie. So maybe that was it. And I'm a fan of everybody in it. So there you go. Sinners.
I went to the theater to see Sinners. I went to the theater multiple times to see Sinners. I'm going to go back to the theater maybe this weekend or before it leaves IMAX again. I need to check that. I'm going to go back to see Sinners for a fourth time.
Oh, you said it 3 times.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
Absolutely loved it. Found time to go to the movie.
There you go. I love it.
Found time to get to the theater, but if it gets to streaming soon, hurry it up. So I can bypass the coughing strangers.
Yeah, about it.
Go ahead.
Have your theater experiences been polite in the sense of like good theater etiquette from others?
I was about to give y'all some of my business. No. For the most part, yes. For the most part, yes. With the exception of all that damn walking, I don't understand. Everybody's body is different, so maybe you have to get up to use the restroom midway through. But I don't think if you get up once, I don't want to see you get up again.
You putting a limit on niggas?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. What's
Gotta
wrong
take
with
it
y'all?
in.
You're disturbing. I can't see. You're not made of glass. I can't see you shuffling past me in the dark.
Yeah, I
Or
can go ahead.
if you got to get up again, I feel like you should go the other way.
That's fair. Like
Even
split it up,
even
even
if
it out.
it's
Yeah,
only 2 seats to the end.
even it out. I ain't
I
mad.
don't care. Walk that way. You in my fucking
What's your
way.
prime time position like in the theater? Like, where do you like sitting? Like middle, middle,
No,
middle. All
no.
right. What's your
I
position?
am very much upper left or upper right corner, last row.
Hmm.
If not the last row, then the second to last row. I
Okay,
don't want to
so
be in
top
a
two.
yeah. I don't want to be in the middle because I don't get off of me.
Yeah,
I feel, especially if it's a packed theater, oh my God, I would feel crushed like a middle seat on a plane. So no, I'm very much, I need one arm free if at all possible.
yeah. So I'm definitely in. I'm like you.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter if it's right or left. I'm top. And I'm
Yeah.
usually the end seat, unless it's an empty theater. Then I'm smack dab in the middle, top row.
Hmm.
Similar to you, second from top. And that's
Yeah.
usually where I like to cut it off. Especially if you see it in XD, IMAX, all that stuff,
Hmm.
definitely sitting at the top. It's not even a
For
question.
sure.
Now there are some movies where I just know it's inevitable. So it really depends. If I catch those movies where everybody already caught the middle seats,
Hmm.
that makes it better for me.
Yeah.
And I try to see where, especially if I'm going dolo, I try to make it to where maybe I buy the second from last in hopes that nobody wants to sit on the end by
Hmm.
themselves. And then that way I can sit on the end and have that little space in between, man. I got
Yeah,
a
man.
little
I'm
trick.
all about personal space where I can help it.
Yeah, but I still love the theaters. Sinners, we already did an episode on that, so I'm not even going to rehash that. But
For
Rachel just
sure.
talked about it. Incredible film. I've seen it 3 times. The next film that I'm about to mention, I've seen 2 times, and I want to see it a third time. But if I see it a third time, I have to go see Sinners again because I have to see. I can't let The Accountant 2 match the total views for Sinners.
Okay.
So when I tell y'all every ounce of ridiculousness that I love in a movie is in The Accountant 2. From the humor
Uh-huh.
to just the nonsense that's going on, it's got everything I need. I found myself really questioning last Thursday if I was gonna get my ass up at 11:30 p.m.
No.
drive to the theater. No, Rachel, it was a question. The fact that it
What?
was a question lets you know what types of ridiculousness this movie is.
Okay.
John Bernthal, as I mentioned before, if you haven't seen the first movie, it came out in 2016. I don't know what you've been doing for the past 8-9 years, but
Sorry.
yeah, they're brothers. But you don't really know that. You don't really know that to the end of the first accountant. So there's your reveal. But once again, you had plenty of time to watch. Um, this one, there's much more of him in the movie and their chemistry. It's just one of those movies that work based off chemistry.
Hmm.
It has no business being good. Um, I gave it a B plus.
Okay.
All right, I
I was
can't
gonna
even get an
say,
A away because it's not that good of a movie, but it's
yeah.
very enjoyable for me.
When you told me about it, you said that it was ridiculous. So I was not prepared for you to come in here and say you were ready to see it for a third time. I was taken aback when you said you saw it twice at the top of this. So I'll let you have that.
Yeah, I love it. Go check it out. If you like those type of movies, just think of the Jason Bourne series, but funny. Like
Okay.
I think that's what one thing I didn't expect. The first one didn't have that much humor.
Hmm.
This one had tons of humor, like unintentional comedy, the whole nine. And I'm like, oh shit, it's funny. Like laugh out loud funny.
Okay.
So yeah, shout out to The Accountant too. Last month, which is May, the month we're in, I'm probably still gonna check out 2 more movies before the
Okay.
month is over. Um, I'll probably see Final Destination. Maybe.
You
I'm not
know,
really in a rush.
I saw the first Final Destination in theaters, and after my multiple trips to the movies this year, I've seen the Legacies trailer multiple times, and in the lowest of keys, I'm a little interested in going to see
Our generation is grandfathered into that word. So
it.
you kind of, if you survive the logs,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? If
Don't
you
drive
survive the
behind them
logs
to
on the
this
highway,
day.
exactly, same. And shout out to them for their marketing because they had trucks with logs for
Hmm.
promo for the movie. I thought
Yeah,
that was genius. Yeah, you kind of grandfathered in and you're a little bit of curiosity. It's almost in a sense like Fast and Furious.
for
Like
sure.
once you're in, even if you want to be out, you still gonna go see the new one.
Hmm.
Like Marvel, like once you in, it's kind of like, well, all the way in, not like Rachel. But once you're all the way in, it's like, all right, I gotta see it. Like I don't want to go see people shitting on the Marvels, but it's like, all right, I'm part of it now, so it is what it is.
You know what? This is what we're gonna do at one point. Um, when we hit another culture garden, dare I, not really a lull, but I am going to point me in a direction in the order in which I should watch all of these films. And I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna pick
Rachel,
maybe one. I'm not gonna commit to one a week, but maybe one a month watching a Marvel movie. And you will get my real life first time reaction
okay,
10, 12, 15 years later, however long it's been going on.
and I believe you. I also know you, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm picturing you at home watching the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk and not looking at the clock. And
And
not like you would have to watch. And listen, I like that movie, but Rachel,
is that the one that came out in like 2003?
no, that's the Eric Bana one. This is
Oh.
the 2008 one. So this came out maybe a month or two after Iron Man. This was the second movie in the MCU.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I saw that. That was like one of my first movie official like dates was Incredible Hulk
I
back
think
in '03.
like in 03. Shout out to the 03 movie date.
With some nigga I ain't have no business. Oh, I wonder where he is.
shout out to never mind. Never mind. Let me
Shout out
stop.
to Toledo.
Um,
Anyways,
what was I about to say? I'm down for it. I would love it. I would love to see it. I just
like
don't
it'll
know
be
if you're
good.
gonna. I think you're gonna hit an early wall where you're like, you know what, it was a good idea in spirit. I mean well, but I'm not gonna watch this shit. There's too many of them. I can't see you getting drawn in.
See, well, that's why I said once a month.
All right, I would love it. I
Because
think
I
it'd
be
be great
watching
content.
bullshit anyways. So if I
I think it would be great content to get your reaction as someone who, because you might be one of the few people in the entire world who you aren't in the Marvel game.
I,
So hearing what you think about it from a world full of fans, I think that would do numbers.
yeah, in the lowest of keys.
Yeah.
So um let's look at that in the
All right, I'm with
future
it. I'm with it. So that's a perfect segue
for
because
sure.
we did it to May. The first movie I
Mhm.
saw in theaters was Thunderbolts, also known as the New Avengers. If you're an MCU fan, you know that the MCU has been in a lull for the
Mhm.
past couple of phases, really since Endgame, and trying to find its footing. There's been some decent TV. There's been some good TV, like Loki. Um, WandaVision was good. They also missed on some opportunities. So it was a little bit of has Marvel lost its way.
Mhm.
And I think this is kicking off. I think this was the last movie in phase 5. And I think phase 6 is about to kick off. Do you know what the phases are, Rachel?
No.
Okay, then. We'll educate you when we get there. All right. We're about to start phase 6 this July.
Okay.
The Fantastic Four. I believe. Don't kill me out there, y'all. I'm pretty sure we're in phase 6 starting July.
And
Um,
Fantastic Four is MCU, not
yeah,
Marvel.
yes. That's same thing. Marvel.
Same thing.
Marvel.
What's the other one?
DC.
DC. Oh, okay.
Which Superman is coming out in July, and I'm looking forward to that.
Shout out to Clark Kent.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. But here we go. So Thunderbolts was good. Once again, it was funny, well acted. You a nut. I enjoyed it. Marvel's back. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Marvel's back.
Okay.
They back. I'm looking forward to
Back like
doing
cook crack. Let's go.
back. They have yet to do the Fantastic Four movie right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did the one with they did two of them actually with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba back in the day. They did the remake with Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller. Awful, awful.
Yikes.
Like even they'll tell you that movie was awful.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they
Okay.
didn't connect all the way. So it's kind of been one of those. Are they going to be able to get this right? I think they're going to get it right in July. But either
Got
way,
it.
Thunderbolts, go check it out. It's definitely worth your time. If you're looking for, if you are like Rachel and it's like, I don't watch all this shit, point me to the big shit. If you want a little bit of reference to the characters, go watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Who's in that?
Paul Rudd, and I forget what's my man name?
Is it one of the Ryans?
No, one of the Ryans. Oh no! Like first name Ryans?
Yeah.
No. Ryan Reynolds does Deadpool.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Um, Michael Douglas is who I was thinking about. Who plays
Oh,
Hank?
okay.
Yeah, he's in there, and I can't think of old girl's name, but one of the characters is in that. You can also watch Black Widow for some info. Black Widow is actually pretty necessary.
Okay.
As well as Hawkeye. Yeah, you wouldn't want to watch that. And the Captain America Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. So those are all things you could watch.
Okay. Who is X-Men?
That's Marvel.
That's Marvel.
So the X-Men had a deal. So if you remember in 2000, like that was one of the first.
I saw that back in the day.
Yeah. So X-Men is Marvel, but this is before the MCU started in 08.
Okay.
Right. X-Men had a deal almost like Spider-Man, where Spider-Man is also Marvel, but they had their own separate deal with Sony.
Mm-hmm. I saw Black Spider-Man.
X-Men might have been Venom.
Miles.
Oh, Black Spider-Man, like the black one, not the black.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Yeah, Miles Morales.
Oh, it's two. I saw both Miles Morales ones.
Incredible animated films,
For sure.
So I think X-Men was with Fox. Spider-Man was with Sony, but they had their own private deals with them. That's why the MCU, it took them a while to get Spider-Man in there.
Okay.
You still didn't see X-Men in, but then now, obviously, with MCU making as much money, they're printing their own money. They're in works to bring X-Men. So Doomsday, which is going to be the next big Avengers movie, is going to have X-Men characters in it to kind of implement. And when you think of Deadpool and Wolverine, those are X-Men characters.
Right. Okay, got it. I saw the chatter on the bird about who could be Storm, and I have my hat in the ring for Jamie Lawson, aka Perlene.
I like that. That has been a big discussion online about the whole form of it. They did not announce Halle Berry's name when they did the Comic-Con or the Marvel, whatever they call it. A lot of people were waiting on that because she did play such a big role. Even when they did the originals back in the early 2000s, they not rebooted it, but they did an incredible thing where they did like X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, where you kind of see the origin of it.
Yeah.
And they had one where everything mixes. So the people from the originals with the present day, and they brought Halle back. So it would be cool. It would still work. They're still bringing like, Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier back. So I don't know. We'll see. But that is a very fascinating conversation about who could play Storm. Jamie Lawson is a good one. I like that.
Beautiful.
I like that. Gorgeous. Shout out to Marvel. Thunderbolts. Marvel's back. Check them out. Also support Ironheart.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ironheart.
Yeah, man. On some real shit. Like I don't want to get too deep on y'all. I'll say this for another week in the books. But the past couple weeks, man, the white niggas been trying to show their ass towards black women has really been pissing me off.
Well,
all I'm going to say is support these incredible black women out here doing incredible things. Dominique, it's sad when I don't know if she's from Cleveland or not.
Okay.
But I will say that Discussing Film, who I follow on Twitter,
Yeah.
like they had to mute their comments when they played the trailer for the show because there's just so many people who hate black women, like and just have
Wow.
negative shit to say just because. Like,
Disgusting.
yeah, especially when you get into these fantasy, like there's a lot of like even with Star Wars, man, when um John Boyega, when he was
Mhm.
cast in the last
I
trilogy,
remember that.
like, there's just always something. Like niggas was mad at Halle Bailey.
For
Bailey,
Little Mermaid.
the Haley or Halle?
Hallie.
Halle, yeah, that's what I thought I was tripping. Halle Bailey for Little Mermaid. Like niggas, this is a cartoon. It's not real.
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all? Ironheart is black in the comics, y'all. Like, I don't understand it. Like I said, not gonna get on my soapbox, but I'm always gonna support the sisters. Ironheart's coming soon. Not enough promo for me. Whole another conversation for another day.
I'm gonna
Check
check
it out.
that out just off the strength.
Just off the strength, man. Shadow Force. I saw Shadow Force in theaters, Rachel.
Okay.
Kerry Washington.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. Do I want to see that?
So I'll tell you this. It was floating around a C plus.
Okay.
For the entire movie, and it worked its way towards a B minus. I think you say how you pronounce it? Omar Sy, who played the lead. The guy, he's been in a ton of Lupin. The dude that plays Lupin.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then either way, Omar Sy, yeah, got Omar Sy, Kerry Washington. They have a son in this film, right? I'm not fucking with you, Rachel. Played by Jaleel Kamara.
Okay.
He's a kid, and he's good. He's talented, right?
Okay.
He's talented.
For sure.
Way too much of him. Way too much of it. It changes the tone of the movie.
Okay.
I thought I was walking into like some badass action movie trying to save the family.
Mm-hmm.
The kid, as cute and talented as he is, doesn't fit the overall mode of it. He's kind of the centerpiece as to why. He's the why as to why they're doing everything they're doing. Mm-hmm. But he's not a kid in despair. He's around too much. I can't explain this unless you see it.
Like the Beast with Idris.
As far as the kids being around too much?
Yeah. I mean, it was about them. But
yeah, it's about them. You can't remove them.
Mm-hmm.
But it also just doesn't seem like it works.
Okay.
Once again, it kind of feels like they were putting it together. It also ended where it made me feel like there's going to be another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there was enough box office success, I don't think there will be. I think that got Bodie over here picking at something, man. Davon Joy Randolph, she was in it. Electric Man was in it.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to them. They definitely did their thing. Mm-hmm. Just the story didn't connect all the way. I think that, put it like this, when we do our ratings, it was a 5.2.
Okay.
So I gave it a B minus, but it's really not. I was expecting more.
And I'm gonna watch this. Look, all these episodes we said you never know Bodie here. Now he said I'm making my presence known.
Yeah, man.
But I want to discuss this obviously probably after I watch it, or just a general one-off conversation that we'll have later. But it's hard. This is a Black movie. Blackish?
You know what? That's funny. Black leads. Don't know if it's a Black movie.
Ooh, okay.
Because like the bad guy is very 90s Mission Impossible, James Bond villain. Like not, he's the bad guy, but you don't take him seriously. Okay. One of those, like your typical like bald head. The music gets dark when he comes in the room. One of them types.
Got it. Okay, that's fine. I was gonna say it's hard to be a Black movie that comes out after all of this overwhelming support of another movie. I always wondered, did the actors ever be like, damn, I know y'all can go to the theaters. Clearly y'all made it last week.
And it's funny because
do I want to get some of that momentum?
Right. I specifically went to the movies for that
I
reason. I
remember you
wanted
said
to make
that.
sure I
I
supported
remember you said that.
it. And let me ask you something, because I looked up the director. It's definitely not a black dude, that's why I said it's not a. It doesn't feel like a black movie, even though it has
Okay.
black leads.
Okay.
Did we talk about Bad Boys and if it was a black movie or not when Mo was on our episode? Do you consider Bad Boys a black movie?
All of them.
Yeah, it didn't feel like that with this, even
Got
though there's
it.
a black family at the center and black friends.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to hear your opinion on it when you
Okay, I'm
watch
gonna
it.
watch it and I'm gonna let you know. This is Memorial Weekend. If it's still in the theaters, I'll try to make my way.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna ask the question of like, can a movie be black if it's black leads and not a black director? We know that. I mean, Color Purple,
Yeah.
obviously, got Steven Spielberg. Like, it can definitely be that. This one just didn't feel like it wasn't. They happened to be black versus
Okay.
feeling like, oh shit, them being black had nothing to do with anything.
For sure. Okay.
Let's put it like that. But Shadow Force, like I said, floated around C plus. But the one thing I will say, it did get better as it went along. Like, it was an acceptable second and third act for me, which is
Okay.
what bumped it to a B minus.
Okay.
Warfare. I saw Warfare in theaters the last day it was in theaters. That was another late watch because I was planning on watching it maybe on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Then I looked and saw that there were no showtimes on Saturday. I think Friday was the last night they were had it in theaters. So I went to a 10:35 show. I saw Warfare, another A24 film. Once again, A24 does incredible work.
For
I believe
sure.
they won Oscars. You have to like these type of movies, like war movies.
Yeah.
And it's not the war movie where it's not like you Saving Private Ryan, right? Which is high regard. What I mean by that is, I don't know why I'm about to ask you this because I know the answer. Have you ever seen Lone Survivor?
No.
Okay. I figured not. It's literally a movie based on real events
Okay.
about one period of time. And I've said this millions of times. I love movies like that.
Okay.
Like, it's literally, the movie maybe centers around 6 to 8 hours
Mm-hmm.
of time. So you're in pretty much one location. The buildup is
One
there.
day. Okay.
One day, absolutely. One day, and these events just happen. It kind of makes you feel what it would be like to be in the armed forces and be on one of these type of missions. Like,
Mm-hmm.
exactly what are these dudes doing? And it shows you step by step what they're doing, from the boring moments to when shit pop off.
Okay.
And when I tell you it gives you that moment in time, there is no time to say, I wonder what happened to him. I wonder what happened to them. Like, that don't matter. That's not the story we tell. We just literally telling you about this one attack that happened.
Okay.
So if you like movies like that, I gave it a B. If you don't like
Okay.
movies like that, you don't fuck with it. Like, it's a straight up
No in between. Okay.
The movie's called Warfare. If you don't like war movies, if you're
Got
not
it.
ready for some shooting and some gore because niggas get shot in war, bombs
Mm-hmm.
go off, IEDs, listen, don't watch it. But it is a really good, and it's very well done. Like,
Okay.
very well done. Great acting too. A lot of, I don't want to say up and comer, a lot of people you know, but not stars per se, character actors.
Okay.
A lot of them are in there. So I think you'll enjoy that if you're into that. And then the last one, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. Secret movie, which I went to last night.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know the one genre that y'all can miss me with is horror.
For sure.
Of course, it's a film called Bring Her Back. I showed the poster on my IG story.
Mm-hmm.
This little boy possessed. I don't understand y'all and y'all fascination with horror. I don't. I have no idea how you can watch that and be entertained. Rachel, I was physically squirming in my seat at certain things, like having to do this at moments. It's not a scary movie. It's a disturbing movie. It's creepy.
Guard my gate.
It gave me the heat. I thought of you saying "guard my gate." It gave me the heebie-jeebies. It also stereotypical scary movie, I'm sitting there under my breath saying things to the screen like, "No, what the fuck you doing that for? Why you?" It does that to you. It
Okay.
does draw a reaction, even if you're not into it. I would love to, and I've told the people who love scary movies, I would
To
love to hear
see
what
it.
you think because I can't
Mhm.
properly address it because it's horror movies start off at a D- for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can't say what letter grade it is because I don't enjoy that type of stuff. But I
Mhm.
think horror fans are really gonna like it.
Okay.
It's very disturbing and very creepy. And I wish I
Shout
didn't
out
watch
to them for that. Amen.
it. And I didn't walk out. I'm too much of a cinephile to walk out of a movie theater. I
Okay.
sat through crossover. So if I can sit through crossover, I can sit through
You can
anything.
sit through this.
Once again, shout out to Anthony Mackie. But yeah, that's been my year so far in the theaters. I'm looking forward to more and more of it. Go ahead, Rachel.
No, absolutely. I feel ashamed to be somebody who loves movies. So I am going to commit to starting in June. I
You can hold it down for the streaming side of things.
I
I
do.
barely watched any streaming. The only streaming movies I watch have been for the Black Reel Awards. I haven't been at home and just said, "Ooh, this new movie came out on Netflix. I'm gonna check it out." This Hulu original movie came out and check it out. The last original streaming movie I watched was Wolves. Did you watch that with Brad Pitt and George
With
Clooney?
Brad Pitt, and I started it, but I don't think I ever finished it.
Yeah,
Over on Apple.
yeah. That's like so. That's a perfect example of what I mean. Accounting to
Hmm.
it just their chemistry is what make the movie work.
Okay.
It's not a good movie, but you'll watch it because it's them.
Because it's them. Got
Yeah.
it. So I'll commit to that, even if obviously I'll be streaming because that's what I do. But maybe once, at least once a month, I'm gonna go see something in the theaters. Whew.
You don't see. I'll give you a heads up. If I see anything that once again, I'm over 5, y'all.
Yeah, I usually trust Kyron's judgment.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know. We
been a
gonna
little
see.
off lately.
Yeah, we gonna see what happens. We gonna see what happens. But pretty much it, y'all. We just wanted to kind of give a rundown what you should not get your opinions, and mainly, like I said, conversations like this, except for many more of us, will be taking place with the film club. Love
For
to hear what
sure.
people are watching, what people enjoy, and not just current movies. There's going to be conversations I'm sure we have of just directors, right? We might pick a month where we do a director screen case, and everybody just watch as many Spike Lee movies as you can, and
Love
we'll have
it.
conversations about what your top 5 Spike films are, maybe some underrated gems. And like I started She's Gotta Have It the other day because it just came back to Netflix.
Mm.
Very short film,
Yeah.
1986. Spike's first feature length. Like, you know what I mean? So all of these things, pick different actors, different directors, the whole nine. It's just gonna be a fun time for people who love movies and love talking about everything.
I'm excited.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. Excited to get these meetings going. Excited to connect with all y'all. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening. As always, we'll be back next week with a movie. This is episode 119. Y'all be cool while y'all be cool.
Peace out.
We out.